I'm going to be doing the question from chapter 6, section 6, problem 19. So the problem is, a person has a rectangular garden with a width of 6 feet and a length of 10 feet. To form a border of a uniform width, she plans to put sod around the outside of the garden. If she has just enough to cover 80 square feet of the land, determine the width of the border. Now, in short, they're asking us to find, the width of this border that she wants to put around this 6 by 10 garden. So yeah, just by reading this this problem, it's really hard to visualize. So you want to draw out what this means. So this person, he has a garden, a 6 by 10 garden, and she wants to put a width. It says a unified width, border of a unified width. Uniform width means at an equal length. They're all equal on all sides. So yeah, it's represented by X all around it. And she has just enough sod to cover 80 square feet. So we don't know how long this border, but she has just enough to cover 80 square feet of it. So she wants to know how much. The question wants to know how much the width of the border will be. So yeah, basically we have to solve for X, and to do that we have to solve X, we have to make this into an equation. So first of all, we have to we also want to know the area of the whole entire the border and the garden. So in order for us to do that, in order for us to get any kind of area, anything, we have to know the width and the length. So length times width is the area. So with the width of the whole entire border and garden, we can see that the width is, of course, this measurement here is 6, and we have 2 x's. So it's x plus 6 plus x. So the width of this the whole entire area could be put into 6 plus 2x, and the length also, we can see that this is the length of 10, and then there's also the x, there's x length here and x length here. So the length would be x plus 10 plus x, and that means 10 plus 2x. So to put all this, put this all into an equation, first of all, we could put the total area, we could represent it by 6 plus 2x times by 10 plus 2x, and we go minus 60. 60 is just the garden area. So if we minus just the garden area to the whole entire area, we can get the area just the border. So that's why we minus 60 to the whole area, which will give us 80 square miles of sod that she wants to put around it. So now it's an equation, and it's easier for us to solve for x. So yeah, we're gonna solve for x to this equation, and yeah. So first of all, we want to FOIL 6 plus 2x times by 10 plus 2x. So we FOIL it out, and we get the number 60 plus 12x plus 20x plus 4x to the power 2. And of course, we bring down the negative minus 60 equals 80. And now we could combine the numbers. So 12x plus 20x will give us 32x, and 60 minus 60 will of course cancel out. So we'll have the new equation of 4x to the power 2 and 32x minus 80. Now we're going to use the zero property to solve this equation. So we want to minus 80 from both sides, which will give us 4x to the power 2 plus 32x minus 80 will equal 0. Now we could factor this equation out. So first of all, we can see that we could factor out 4 from all the numbers here. So if we factor them out, it will be 4 times by x to the power 2 plus 8x minus 20, 0. And now we could even factor the parenthesis equation more through the AC method. So this will be a 1 here times by negative 20 will be negative 20, and the multiples of the negative, if you plus the multiples of negative 20, it should equal to 8. So the numbers will be negative 2 and 10. So yeah, this will be our completed factored form of that equation, and that will be 4 times x minus 2 times by x plus 10 will equal to 0. And yeah, now the parentheses should equal to 0, so we could know that x should equal to positive 2 and x should equal to negative 10 to make this equation work. So yeah, we can see that there's 2 answers, and there's only one right answer because yeah, and it will be the positive answer because we cannot have a negative the width of the border cannot be a negative. So we can conclude that the width should be the positive 2. Now we want to check if this is actually true or not. So we plug 2 into the equation that we had. So yeah, we plug it in. So plug in 2. So 2 times 2 is 4 plus 6 will equal 10. And yeah, 2 times 2 is 4 plus 10 will give us 14. So 10 times 14 will give us 140. And of course, if you minus 60, 240 will give us 80. So yeah, we can conclude that the width of this unified border will be 2 feet squared.